Hi everyone, it's Patricia from TarantulaHeaven.com. Right here we have Spidey, my Grandmazola rosea. I'm hoping that you guys can see her. I tried to manage the glare a little bit. In my new place, I have this beautiful natural light, and I haven't really figured out the perfect lighting scenario yet to where I don't have glare. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about another reason that I recently learned about cats and tarantulas being similar. And before I go into that, I wanted to share a story about the quest to find a suitable, I guess, enclosed bookcase or shelving unit for Spidey. If you guys have watched one of my last videos, I recently got a kitten and she's 6 months old, or she was yesterday, and she is a terror. She is super playful and super crazy. I have bruises all over my arms and scratches, and promise I'm not being abused, it's just by my kitten. And she is just crazy, so cannot be trusted. So I ended up getting a bookcase, and you guys gave me some really good suggestions. I ended up getting a bookcase, and wouldn't you know that I didn't even measure Spidey's enclosure. When I bought the bookcase, I just was kind of eyeing it and be like, oh yeah, that'll fit. So I put the whole thing together and find out that Spidey's enclosure does not fit in it width-wise, depth-wise, whatever. So now I have an extra bookcase that I didn't really need, and I'm not going to take it back because I already put it together and I don't want to go through that. It's a huge bookcase. And so I guess I ended up using the bookcase for a shrine for Ava the jealous cat, which I'll show you guys eventually once I put the final touches on it. So I'm still on the quest for a shelving unit, and in the meantime, as I make mistakes, I'm just continuing to accumulate bookcases and stuff. So yeah, anyway, back to my original video. So I've talked a bit in the past about how tarantulas and cats are very much alike. I'm the kind of person who would notice that stuff because I'm like a cat lady. I love cats, and but they are quite similar actually in the way that they kind of like to be cozy. Their fur, some of their poses, some of their behaviors, and I was actually trying to look for information on the internet about play aggression for my kitten, Hiss Hiss. She has been, one, tearing up my arms, as you can see, but she's also been displaying some, I guess, somewhat worrisome behavior in terms of her wanting to pounce on my head while I'm sleeping. Just, you know, me being anywhere, being innocent, working, whatever, and I could come under attack. And so I've been looking for things for play aggression on the internet, and the vet actually suggested that I look up Jackson Galaxy because he's a cat expert. He actually, I think he had his own show on, I think, Animal Planet or something like that, and so he's very well known. So I ended up binging a bunch of his videos about behavioral issues and cat facts and things like that. And one of the videos was actually like, can cats see spirits? And that was, you know, very far from what I was looking for, but I was like, oh, I feel like I need to watch that. Because I think if you've had a cat, we've all seen our cats do something very, very weird, look at nothing or run away from nothing and have the zoomies. So I ended up watching this video, and it was pretty cool. I suggest that you YouTube it after this. It's just called Can Cats See Spirits? So he talked about a bunch of different senses in cats, but one that I think really related to tarantulas was the hairs. And I actually didn't know this about cat hairs. So I actually don't know much about the actual mechanics of cats. I just love them. And so what he said was that like their whiskers are incredibly sensitive, which I did know that, but I didn't exactly ever think about how they were sensitive. And he said that the whiskers in particular are really useful in terms of detecting change in temperature and in air currents. And when he said that, I was kind of like, oh, that's very much like tarantulas. Tarantulas use their hairs as a sensory organ, I think, because their sight is terrible. Their hearing is non-existent. These are very limited creatures, but very effective predators. Now cats have amazing hearing and eyesight, but the way that tarantulas and cats use their hair and whiskers are very, very similar. So apparently, Jackson Galaxy was saying that there's receptors at the base of the whiskers that are actually like very complex sensory wiring. And that's very interesting to me because if you know anything about tarantulas have several different types of hairs. Much like cats, they feel this all over their body. Different parts of their body have different types of hairs, and I believe it's called setae. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they have different types of urticating hairs. Urticating hairs that are meant to itch, attack, hairs that are supposed to sense currents. And if you've ever accidentally like blown air or breathed on your tarantula, or God forbid, cough, laugh, or sneeze on a tarantula, you will notice that they are so sensitive, they will freak out usually. And I think the same is for cats. Like, Hiss can, as a kitten, can be a very deep sleeper, but she's actually quite sensitive. She is a complete demonic predator, and she can sense anything around her. So actually you might be hearing her run around right now. Yes, she's running after something. And so yeah, that's another similarity that I didn't know of. And in case you're wondering, do cats see spirits? Jackson Galaxy said yes. He is a believer in the spiritual realm, and he's had, from what he says, direct experience in seeing his cats react to supernatural stuff in terms of like when he's had another pet die in the house. He's witnessed his cats kind of behaving in a different way. And I am not a particularly spiritual person, but I don't think I know enough to say yes or no. Do spirits exist? Do cats see spirits? Maybe, why not? But anyway, that's besides the point. This is another way that cats and tarantulas are alike. Their hairs are used to sense air currents. I think cats even use their hairs to detect spaces, so they use it for probably depth perception and just like spatial awareness. And I mean, tarantula hairs are very short, but I believe that they probably do the same. They do have some short and some longer ones, that they probably use the longer ones to kind of sense how big something is for them if they want to go inside it. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Let me know what you think about this. Do you guys like Jackson Galaxy? I kind of am obsessed with him ever since I have a kitten with play aggression. So I'm trying to soak up everything that I can learn. Do you guys have any tips for a kitten who just doesn't know how to hold love and play in her body without resorting to violence? I would love to know. Anyway, guys, happy Tarantula Tuesday. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.